What's up, guys? Andrew here, once again to help you make money online, dropshipping on eBay. So this video, I'm going to show you two potential problems that I've encountered the last couple of days and especially today. Problems that you can get from essentially making too many sales too quickly. And so I'm going to share my screen with you right now so you can know what I'm talking about. All right, so as you can see, I've been making some decent sales this week. So I haven't actually listed since maybe maybe these days. I haven't listed at all since these days, essentially because I didn't need to. In fact, I actually made a video maybe a week ago or so about how on this day, or maybe, actually no, it was definitely this day, I got a restriction on my account. I got a restriction, my listings were removed and I couldn't list anymore. I rang up and got the restriction removed straight away and I was able to list again. Essentially, it was because I listed too many in a short amount of time. So it wasn't even that many from my perspective. It was kind of going from listing 0 a day, as you can see here. I made this account about 3 months ago, and I only listed like 2 items that I knew would sell, and just getting the odd sale, just to kind of keep the account rolling, get a bit of action going on from when I am ready to scale. And as you can see, I didn't really sell anything here. I don't think I was intending to. And then all of a sudden I listed maybe 80 items, or between 60 and 80 items in about 3 days. And apparently that was the cause for my restriction. That's what the lady told me over the phone for listing, not because of the sales, but so as you can see, I've been selling a lot. And many of you know, but many of you won't know that if you scale too quickly, essentially scale your account, make too many sales too fast in a short amount of time, that can restrict your account. What it can do is it can set off like a warning to eBay, like a warning flag, and then you might automatically get a restriction on your account, so they can do some checks on your account. Because if you scale too fast, then eBay's concern is that you might not be able to handle it and you might cause trouble and mess things up for the customers. And they've clearly had experience with that in the past and some disappointed customers. So if you scale too fast, you can automatically get a restriction known as the MC011 restriction, where all of your listings are removed. You can't make any more listings either, and therefore you can make no more sales. And you have to provide eBay with all kinds of like evidence and documents, such as your passport, so that they can check your name and your address and make sure it matches the name and address on your account, as well as receipts, invoices for the items that you have listed. Whereas if we're dropshipping, that can be a problem since we haven't necessarily bought these items in advance and don't have these documents. So you want to avoid that at all costs. However, if you do get it, you can still recover your account. It might take a few weeks though, which is annoying. That's a lot of money lost in a few weeks. It could be at least $1,000. And so you want to avoid that. And I got my very first MC011 restriction in March of 2019. Or it was on a new eBay account. Well, I had it for a month. I kind of listed a couple of cheap items that I knew would sell, and I listed them. Wasn't making any profit on them. I just wanted to get a bit of traction, a bit of sales through, a bit of feedback up. And then I listed maybe about, I don't know, I can't remember exactly. It was almost a year ago, but 40 maybe in about 2 days using DS Genie. Then got like 300 the next day, 400, and then £700, and then £700 again within like a week. Not only that, but somebody opened an unreceived item case against me. And then a day or 2 later, I got the MC011 restriction, which was the first of about 4 I've gotten in a few months' time. In the space of a few months. So what I'm getting at is you don't want to scale your account too fast. And so it was about 3 p.m. I'd hit over 500. So I was like, okay, shit, that's not good, because 3 p.m. is like obviously halfway through the day. That's like on traction to getting like $1,000 before the end of the day, which is dangerous if I want to keep my account, which of course I do. So what I did was I decided to bulk edit all of my listings and raise every single listing by £3. So with the assumption that because every listing is much more expensive, no one's going to buy it. So I increased them all by £3. I'll show you in a second how I did that. Some of you might not have to do that, and it could be useful. And within the next hour, I'd already sold like an extra 100 quid. And so I was like, okay, shit, that didn't work. So what I decided to do was basically put them all to zero stock. As you can see, I've already got £622, and that was by 5 p.m. That was by 5 p.m. So I thought, right, I don't want to get any more sales today. There's also another reason I didn't want to get more sales, which I'll get to in a second, but I'll show you how I did the bulk editing. So let's just say I'll bulk edit these two. You can do edit selected if it's just the one selected. If you want to do all your listings, obviously click on all of them. Edit selected. Okay. All right, so we're going to highlight them all. This is useful for doing the PayPal policies. But when I was in Dropship House, my friend Doyen, shout out to Doyen, he showed me this little trick of essentially editing the price in bulk. So the buy now price, if you just want to say increase them all by £3, you do increase by £3, bang, then you save that. So that's what I did. And then as I said, I still got more sales, like over £100. So, all right, that wasn't quite enough. So then what I decided to do was change the quantity for all of them. No, change to 0. So they're all out of stock. And I'll probably have them out of stock for at least a couple of days. And yeah, so you've got to be careful with this as well. And the reason I say you've got to be careful is my friend Doyen, who I just mentioned. One day he was drinking and drop shipping, and rather than increasing them all by £3, $3 because he was from the US, he wanted to increase them all because he was also scaling too fast. And rather than putting increase by £3, he was drinking and drop shipping, and he did change to $3 for all of them. And so then he had to go through every single listing and change them all to the correct price, which was, you know, a ball ache. So that's how you do that. That's one way you can kind of, you know, slow these down. And the second issue, which has been causing me problems for making too many sales too fast, is the fact that I'm in PayPal jail. And I've actually, so today is the 6th of February, and I'm going to be out of PayPal jail on the 11th of February. So I've got 5 days left, which would be great to be out of it. But as you can see, I've got all this money held, and I don't actually have the money currently, or access to the money to fulfill all these orders. So that, of course, is another problem. But the best way to avoid it, really, if I can't fulfill the orders, is just to really make my customer service excellent. And if these items are going to be late, which some of them very well might be, just speak to the customers and let them know, you know, I'm sorry that this thing has come up. Make up some awesome excuse, and just be really considerate and polite and really apologetic and sympathetic and empathetic. And then in that way they can arrive late and you still get a positive feedback for being just a wonderful person with great customer service. So yeah, so I guess I'll leave this video here. I think I've covered these two issues that you can get, that you can have from scaling too fast. One is you might not be able to fulfill the orders if you're in PayPal jail. Second one is you can get your account closed. So be careful and do it at a steady pace. So as I actually mentioned in the beginning of the video, I got a restriction last week from even listing too many too fast, and I didn't even list that many from my perspective. Like, when I was using Sale Freaks last year, I was listing like 2,000 items a day, which to me, which is quite a lot, isn't it? 2,000 items a day. But this one I listed like 15 a day, then 25 the next day, then like 45 the next day. And that was enough to get me a restriction, or at least the lady on the phone told me it was because of listing. So if you can get, you know, even if listing too quick causes a restriction, imagine what selling too quick can do. So be careful, guys, be careful, because I want you to make money and I don't want you to go through this mess of trying to undo restrictions and lose money and go days without having to sell anything, or even weeks, and starting new accounts. So be very careful. I'm going to make another video now, in fact, about PayPal jail. I'm 5 days out of PayPal jail. 5 days left since I'm out of PayPal jail. And I've learned a lot about PayPal jail through this 3 months. So I'll stop sharing my screen now. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to make more money online, dropshipping on eBay from your home or anywhere else in the world. In fact, I caught up with one of my coaching clients a few days ago, one of my coaching clients from last year, who I was coaching with Sale Freaks. And he's actually earning thousands of pounds profit a month, which is insane. And I was very happy to hear what he's told me, because when he initially joined my coaching program a year ago, one of the reasons was because his wife was having their second baby and he wanted to make it so that she didn't have to work anymore. And when I caught up with him a few days ago, after not having chatted with him in many months, he said, let's put it this way, my wife isn't working anymore. She doesn't have to work anymore. So I was very pleased about that. Yeah, so like, subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to make a lot of money a lot quicker eBay dropshipping, the best way is to have a network of other dropshippers. And so what I've done is I've created a Facebook group. We've got over 1,000 members in it now. And that will, you know, if any challenges you might have, just ask in the group and people will answer, including myself. You can communicate with me directly, and you'll also just stay up to date with the latest updates on eBay, the latest challenges and obstacles people have, and just keep your eyes out. And then you can get a lot better really fast. And so I'm going to leave the link to that group in the description of this video. And yeah, like the video, leave a comment, and see you in the next video. Thank you.